run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Now a handoff to Ingram. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. He's brought down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. Jackson. And he's got his man, Marquise Brown. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. A 3rd down gain of 19.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Jackson. Dancing to his left. It's caught by Mark Ingram. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. He's got it to Ingram, complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Let's say, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down. First carry for the former Buckeye, J.K. Dobbins. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. It was Jaron Reed who got him down.
A gain of 5.
From the 45 on 2nd down. Jackson steps. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot. In that time, he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect the football because there's always going to be people around.
43-yard line.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
1st down, Seahawks.
They go play action here on 1st down. He'll find Ballore out of the backfield. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
1st down.
On 1st down, it's Carson. He winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
The carry.
I know we can't hear what's going on in that huddle right now, but I'll guarantee you at least one offensive lineman is saying, my bad, we simply couldn't move him off the line of scrimmage. We've got to do a better job trying to root those guys out of there.
And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line.
Pernell McPhee on the tackle. A 3-yard pickup.
From the gun on 3rd down, Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Philip Dorsett, 26 yards. And the Seahawks have taken a 1st quarter lead. Oh, it's a fake. They'll try and throw for it. I thought the days of the fake extra point were numbered once they moved these kicks back to the 15. Apparently, I was mistaken.
Yeah, I was wondering who was ever going to try to do this. In fact, I quit wondering. I didn't think it would ever happen. Taking a fake from the 15-yard line to try and pick up an extra point, I didn't think anyone would ever call this.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, had pushed it past the 50-yard line so they thought they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing, not a good feeling at all, to put it mildly. Now they can't afford to do that again.
Yeah, now can they get that bad taste out of their mouth here?
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative. Well, you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and set them down.
Hard throw, incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
That's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 26. That catch good for only a couple.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. Before we came up to the booth, last thing he said as we were walking off the field, want to play mistake-free football. Well, that just went out the window there with a pick.
And do you remember what you said to me when we were walking up to the booth after he said that? You're like, oh, fatal last words. Every time we hear that, things tend to fall apart a little bit, and that's what we saw there. Didn't get enough on that throw, and it turned into an interception.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2.
On the Seahawks 33-yard line.
From the gun, Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2. From the gun, it's Jackson. Buying time to his left. He may try and run for this. And he'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Jackson from the shotgun. Forced out to his left. And now he's going to use his legs. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. He'll wind up getting 9 after tucking it and running, so it'll leave him with 2nd and a yard. Ball resting on the 10-yard line. It's 2nd and 1. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. They give him 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 8-yard line.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. Now the pressure gets there, and he goes down just inside the 20 at the 19. Jaron Reed muscles his way in for the sack. 1st down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. Going to throw deep for the end zone. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down. Earlier in the quarter, when the defense was keying on the run, you said offensively they need to open things up, take some shots downfield. Didn't work there, but they did.
Yeah, I'm not going to change my tune now. I still think it's the right play, because when you take those shots downfield, you open the eyes of the defense to what you could do to them, and that may open some things up for you offensively.
Justin Tucker to kick off for Baltimore.
Tucker now following the made field goal, set to kick it away. A fairly short kick from the 14. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. They'll roll him out right. Airing it out for Olsen, and that is incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. And when it's said and done, it's a 58-yard punt. And the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And you have to figure they won't just sit on the football here in the final minute. The way things have gone, they need to try to make something happen offensively.
But maybe they should. Maybe they should sit on it here because of what you just said. They haven't made anything happen offensively. Getting ready to go into the half, give them a chance to take a deep breath, exhale a little bit, and start over. I don't know if this is the time to push it myself.
Yeah, right now under 100 yards of total offense. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 16. And he will take this down to the 10-yard line.
By the Seahawks.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Flush to his right. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And this will get out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So fortunately, they're able to hold on to the possession. Very fortunate to get another shot. Here's 2nd and goal. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. A 10-yard touchdown run. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
And that's certainly an important score right there because they gave themselves a 2-score cushion heading towards halftime. Now you got to force the other team out of their comfort zone, and it changes the way you approach the second half as well. How you want to do things on offense, and your defense feels much better too, having that lead.
And it's up and good to make the score 13-3.
The score, Seahawks 13. Ravens.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
On the return, the Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on 1st down, and it's something that's safe. It's something that's been done.
Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick, and his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. 14 seconds, all that's left of this first half as they come up on 1st down. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. Now with timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
33-yard line.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the Pro Bowler, Marcus Peters. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. Now Justin Tucker. He has hit from 61 in his career, so he has the leg for this. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A one-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
See if they do just that. The intended receiver was DK Metcalf, and it's 3rd and 4.
But you got to think that sooner or later, they're going to hit one of those. But the coverage has been excellent thus far, and it was again on the last play.
Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. He gives it up. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. They get the first. The decision to run on 3rd and medium winds up being a good one. On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
I think that was good strategy there, trying to go right back to him after the last completion. But this time, the defense was all over him, and they got there to break that one up.
Wilson throwing quickly out to Lockett. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That winds up being a 4-yard loss and leads to 4th down. Sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. He didn't have a chance to get going.
A big kick there. We'll call it 56 yards on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over.
1st and 10. At their own
the Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
No gain on the play.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Jackson in trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. The sack there by Rasheem Green.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Here's Jackson on 3rd and long, escaping the pressure right. Now he'll let this one go deep. And got his man complete. And he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line. The defense shaking their heads, not aggressive enough, and they allow him to convert a 3rd and 18. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. From the gun, Jackson. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. Oh, for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Picked off at the 38, and the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line.
They'll take over first
from the 34 now. Here's 1st and 10. Now a toss play. It's Carson, and the play goes nowhere. Losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. That's going to go as a loss of 6, and it'll set him back for 2nd down. They run again with Carson. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a third down.
He was tackled at the 27-yard line.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. Now after the false start, they need 8 yards here on third down. From the shotgun, Wilson. Here's Carson with a catch out of the backfield. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He did his best to just get 4 out of that, but not enough. And now fourth down. On comes the Seahawk kicker here on fourth down. It's Jason Myers.
A 45-yard attempt.
And it's a fake. He's going to throw it. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. They pass up the 3, fake it. It doesn't work. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. Jackson and the Ravens come up now 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line. And he's going to lose yardage and be backed up to the 25. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Back at the 25.
Now on 2nd and 13. Jackson, he's going deep for Brown. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line.
By the Seahawks. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Now Wilson on 1st down. And they've got the hook up. This is Olsen. And he'll be brought down on what's going to turn out to be the final play of this third quarter. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
First down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Wilson. Open is Olsen. He's got it.
Wilson.
Touchdown, Seahawks.
Greg Olsen. Touchdown.
Greg Olsen. There to make the grab. And the interception by the Seahawks D leads to a touchdown. Myers connects on the PAT. And the lead now up to 14.
Jason Myers.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Ravens take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line set to get going. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. A gain of 13. It's a first down.
That is definitely what we call our defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it. How do I get to him and get him on the ground? And guess what? That didn't happen, and his receivers took advantage.
And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 40. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line. The interception woes, they just continue to mount. He's thrown 5 picks. At this point, you got to be thinking, is it something between the ears?
I think a confidence hit does occur once you start getting those numbers up there a little bit. But as you and I both know, it's not always just one guy's fault. Maybe somebody ran a wrong pattern. Maybe some balls were tipped. It could be so many different things. Bottom line, though, it comes back to the guy throwing them.
And little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Typically on the read option play, when we talk about responsibilities, we're talking about what the quarterback has to go through. How about the inside linebacker, though? His job on this play, shadow the quarterback and hold him to a short gain. Did it to perfection.
And he's unable to haul it in, so it falls incomplete over the middle third of the field, and that brings up fourth. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on fourth. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. Pete Carroll rolled the dice, but it didn't work out. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. Now this throw caught left side. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards.
10 at the 43-yard line.
Now Jackson on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Over first and 10.
Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. A nice little screen. They get 6 on first down. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Calais Campbell just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 3rd down now as they look for one more first down to help salt this one away. And I think the ball's out, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He's thankful right now for that sideline because it could have been a fumble loss, instead just a fumble, though they will have to punt it down.
You're right about that.
And look at this, it's a fake. Oh, and this turns into a mess as it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40, and he's able to bring it up 5 yards shy of midfield to the 45-yard line.
First and 10.
Now with that interception, you feel like we got a ball game again. Remember, 2-score contest and still time left here in the 4th.
And in the old days, not too long gone either. Throwing the ball here would have been an absolute no-no, but the way the game's played now, throwing it makes sense. You just have to be careful when you put it in the air.
No gain there as he kept it himself at 2nd down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. To throw again, Jackson. This one complete to Ingram. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10. They had the catch on 2nd down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at 3rd down here. Operating from the gun, Jackson being chased out left. He can run for it, and he will. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 3rd. And he's going to be hit and taken down. Back right around the 48-yard line. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Dancing to his left. He'll find Dobbins out of the backfield. It'll be a pickup of 15 as that'll lead to third down. From the gun on third down, Jackson steps away to his left. He made Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up.
Well, I'm guessing that on the sidelines, there might be a few words said about that mistake there, but I don't think it's going to hold them in the long run. They're still going to get out of here with a win.
Yeah, they got the two-score cushion, but you know what coaches say, Charles? Finish strong.
Finish the game out the way it's supposed to be played. In fact, coaches might be secretly happy. Gives them a chance to do a little extra coaching next week.
And incomplete as he was knocked as he threw it, and it took the ball off course.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. Ball on the 30 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Jackson. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Give credit to K.J. Wright. He was disrupting defensively.
You could tell they wanted to get that ball downfield, but they had nothing working in the secondary, so he dropped it off to the running back. That one ended up incomplete.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. It's Quentin Dunbar with a pick. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line.
Intercepted. The Ravens take over 1st and 10.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. One last shot for Jackson. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. So